Look at this. The largest change in money in modern times is about to happen. It is being slowly built up around one asset, and every big signal from the Fed to Binance now goes in the same direction. XRP. We're going to take this one step at a time because it is impossible to put all of these pieces together that I'm about to show you. It's not possible. Don't see where this is going. Don't forget to join. And if you already do, give it a thumbs up. This content will be shown more on YouTube if you give it a thumbs up. This is the best way to help the channel and what we're doing here. Also, guess what? It's not expensive. We'll start right now though, because this weight is what will make everything different. I'll make it bigger. Mt. Gox just put off paying back their debts again. The date has now been set for a year from now. This is very important. October 31st, 2026. That's more than 10 years that Bitcoin has been locked up. There are still billions of dollars in frozen cash that isn't being used. And guess what? It's not by chance. It makes sense. Do you want to know why? Because when that much Bitcoin can be used, the amount gets smaller. What will happen when that cash gets stuck here? It needs a new place to live. In that home are the assets that are useful, are regulated, and have a real-world use case. This brings us to what's going on with Ethereum right now. People, the great turn has begun. While regular people look at the Bitcoin picture, do you know what the big money is doing? It is already turning. It is getting ready. I've been here for 8 years. It always goes the same way for me. This is my third time around. When Bitcoin is used, money moves from Bitcoin to Ethereum. After that, Ethereum runs, and money moves from ETH to altcoins. People keep getting it wrong and making it sound more complicated than it is. You might be wondering, Repa, why they are now moving into ETH. It's not over for Bitcoin yet because the money that will be made is in ETH, not Bitcoin. Look, Bitcoin from here, it's not likely that we'll get a 2x, but ETH from here, it's much more likely that we'll get a 2x. Let's talk about last week. Bitcoin is a goal, right? The company was sold on the stock market. They spent more than $320 million on 77,000 Ethereum. We're not making a guess with that play. They are getting ready, which is what we call setting. In the past, when Bitcoin reaches its peak, the floodgates for capital open and money moves down the chain from Bitcoin to ETH to utility coins. The cycle looks different this time. Why? Because after ETH, it won't be your joke coins and your shit coins. It's going to be XRP instead, which is right where rules and institutional access meet. Have you forgotten about the 24 ETFs that are just waiting for the SEC to approve them when the government reopens? Do you know how much money is going to pour into XRP? Do you know that XRP futures break records? There is a future there. That's a written deal. You can't get to or hold the object directly. A piece of paper is being sent back and forth. Just think about when those ETFs are accepted and can start investing in the asset. As proof, I want you to look at who is going to be meeting next week. Okay, I get it. First, though, make sure you're on the email list. The second newsletter is about to be sent out. The link is below. Press the button that says Join Newsletter. Also, now is the time to make a call if you haven't already. This call is between you and me. There are no rules, plays, or scripts. It's up to you what we talk about. You want to talk about how to set up an LLC tax-free, how to do it, and what it all means. Want to talk about over-the-counter OTC trading, how I'm doing, my exit plan, or bullish or bearish scenarios, you need to make the call. At this point, we're full until November. Do it right now. After that, we had this meeting. Listen up, people. This meeting says it all, Blockchain Week and Binance. The party list is like a financial omen for this place. The man, the myth, the hero, and the one who pulled off the biggest theft. 19 trillion or 19 billion. Sorry, CZ Binance. Michael Saylor, Brad Garlinghouse, and Raoul Paul came next. They will all be in the same stage, and he will be there. Take a look. The maximalist, the master of the market, the bridge builder, and the exchange king himself. Is there something you think we'll talk about? It's not guesswork. It's going to be about getting along. It's not going to be about shopping hype. It's going to be about the building. Another wave of money is about to hit this market while they talk about adoption. It's not from hedge funds either. It really comes from the players. Do you remember this video? Do you remember this? Tristan Thompson is an NBA star. He just joined Cap Executives and is planning the reasons why players are now putting a lot of money into crypto. Pay attention. For the past 6 to 8 months, so many teammates and previous teammates have called me and asked for this information, saying things like, hey, I want to get into crypto. I have this extra cash on hand this money is mine, because I don't think where it is now is giving me the best results or the best upside. I want it to work and do something. So I tell guys that the advice I give a rookie is very different from the advice I give a guy who has been in the leagues for 10 years or more, right? So let's say with a beginner, right? You were given a starting deal. Of course, you need to decide what your costs will look like. But for new and young guys, I tell them to use some of the money they would normally spend on fun and other things to put toward this, right? If you set aside 10% of your monthly or weekly paycheck for fun and miscellaneous spending, then take 5% or half of that amount and open a wallet. Then do your research on how to buy ETH, Bitcoin, or Salon XRP. Learn as much as you can, and then save that money that you would have spent on going to the club maybe a couple of times. You're buying a digital asset, right? Start putting that into your honeycomb savings account, which gives you full power and makes you their CEO. No one gets a fee or a cut. And I think that when I tell guys that, it motivates them, because I think that more than anything else, players want to feel like they are in charge. That's why we see players like me, LeBron James, Alex Rodriguez, Derek Jeter, and Magic Johnson, right? We've all had this thought and this drive. Okay, that was good. He also told you where the money is going, to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and XRP. Because look, when ETFs go live and financial managers can finally include crypto in managed portfolios, everyone will be able to access crypto at the level of institutions. Don't think that these players are gambling, though. They're not sure. What he said was very smart. And all the money you're going to spend at the club, and they spend a lot of money at these clubs, put it into cryptocurrency. Put it into crypto even if you only do 50%. You should put 5% of your net worth into crypto. That will soon be the norm for people with a lot of money. And can you guess what they're going to use for cross-border and payment? XRP. However, the bigger picture behind all of this is where the real story starts, as major banks like JP Morgan and Bank of America are now hints that it's ending behind closed doors. It has already gone down from $9 trillion to $6.6 trillion on the Fed's balance sheet. It is being sucked dry of its liquid. But once QT stops for good, the comeback always happens in waves. It doesn't just drip when that liquidity tide turns, which it will. Everything erupts. Where does that explosion begin? It all starts with Bitcoin. However, it flows right into the assets that have the best global flow corridors. This brings us to the facts. Take a step back, everyone. Bitcoin against gold and Bitcoin against the M2 cash flow. It's a mirror, stupid. It's right here on your screen. The next rise is not going to happen by chance then.